Hi dear fans, welcome to Informational Channel. In this video, we have an overview of Hamid Karzai. Let's start. Hamid Karzai served as the President of Afghanistan from 2001 to 2014. Born on December 24, 1957, in Kandahar, he emerged as a central figure in Afghan politics during a tumultuous period. His leadership spanned the immediate post-Taliban era, through the country's rebuilding process, and into the early years of international efforts to stabilize Afghanistan. Early life and education. Hamid Karzai hails from a prominent Pashtun family. His father, Hamid Karzai, was a political figure and a member of the National Assembly during the reign of King Zahir Shah. Karzai's early education took place in Afghanistan, but he later studied in India, where he attended Himachal Pradesh University. He studied political science and international relations, which provided him with a broad perspective on global affairs and laid the groundwork for his future political career. Political ascent and role in the anti-Soviet resistance. Karzai's political involvement began in earnest during the Soviet invasion of Afghanistan in 1979. He joined the Mujahideen, the resistance fighters opposing Soviet forces, and the Soviet-backed Afghan government. Throughout the 1980s, Karzai gained experience and recognition for his efforts, which included lobbying for support from international communities. His work during this period established his reputation as a key political figure within Afghanistan. Post-Soviet era and rise to prominence. After the Soviet withdrawal in 1989 and the subsequent collapse of the communist government in 1992, Afghanistan plunged into civil war. Various factions, including the Taliban, vied for control. Karzai initially supported the Taliban, hoping they would bring stability to the war-torn country. However, he became disillusioned with their extremist policies and authoritarian rule. By the mid-1990s, Karzai had distanced himself from the Taliban and began advocating for a more inclusive and moderate government. Presidency and governance. Following the US-led invasion of Afghanistan in 2001, which resulted in the overthrow of the Taliban regime, Hamid Karzai was chosen as the interim leader of Afghanistan during the Bonn Conference in December 2001. His selection was a result of his moderate stance, international recognition, and broad-based support among various Afghan factions. In 2004, Karzai was elected as the President of Afghanistan in the country's first democratic election. His presidency focused on rebuilding the country's infrastructure, establishing democratic institutions, and fostering economic development. Karzai's government worked closely with international partners, including the United States and NATO, to combat insurgency and implement reconstruction projects. Karzai's relationship with the international community, sovereignty, legacy and post-presidency. Hamid Karzai's legacy is a subject of debate. Supporters credit him with guiding Afghanistan through a critical transitional period and laying the foundation for democratic governance. Critics argue that his administration was marred by corruption, inefficiency, and an inability to effectively address the insurgency. After leaving office in 2014, Karzai remained an influential figure in Afghan politics. He continued to advocate for peace and reconciliation, engaging with various Afghan and international stakeholders. His role as a statesman and elder leader has seen him involved in ongoing efforts to bring stability to Afghanistan. Dear fans, watch us and keep yourselves updated with fresh and interesting information.